Using Replit, you're going to be using Programmis, which is like this, but if you're 13 and you've got a Replit account, you're welcome to use that instead. So on Programmis, when you open it up, it's going to have this privacy choices. I would tap on manage options and confirm choices, and that will just opt you out of everything. What you've got here is you've got your code on the left hand side and your output on the right hand side, a little bit similar to Replit, a little bit similar to Create with Code and Idle. What you're going to do is just tap here to make it nice and big, and then it will just reduce the header. And then you're going to get rid of all this code here. Now in this one you can highlight on the iPad. You click and hold and drag your finger across to highlight, and you can get rid of it all nice and easily. I'm obviously demonstrating this on a laptop, so it will look slightly different. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some definite loops from the video that we looked at before, and we're going to keep it super simple. So here we go. We're going to begin with a comment, so a hash, and we're going to say print 5 times from 0. Okay, so our loop is going to look like this. We're going to say for x in range brackets 5 close brackets, and it will do those close brackets for you, so you can just tap over and do a colon, and then on line 3 you're going to put print x, and it's going to have done an indentation for you automatically, which is nice and handy. Okay, so let's see what happens if we run this code. Well, here we go. We've got the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 have come out. Okay, so why has that happened? We've clearly got a 5 here, and we know that we've got 5 different numbers here, so that's an indication. And if we think back to our previous knowledge about computers and Python, we know that it starts counting at 0. So that is why it's printed 0 to 4. It's started at counting at 0, and it's printed out 5 numbers in order. Okay, so that's a very simple definite loop. Okay, so we're going to come down a couple of lines, and we're going to do a slightly fancier one. This time we're going to write a comment. We're going to say print 1 to 5. Okay, and once again we're going to follow the same structure for x in range brackets. But rather than just putting one number in this time, we're going to put 2 numbers divided with a separation of a comma. So we're going to type the number 1, 6. 1, 6. And you're already thinking possibly, but we're printing the numbers 1 to 5. Well, just bear with me. Put a colon, return, and print x once more. So just exactly the same format as before, but this time you've got 1, 6. Well, let's press run and see what happens. Okay, so we've got 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4 from earlier. So what we might need to do is just leave ourselves a little gap in between. So let's put a print here into brackets and just run it once more. This print has no indentation, just leaves a little gap in between. Okay, so we're looking at a second set of numbers here. So we're printing for x in range 1, 6. So we've got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now if you think back to the previous video, what we said a definite loop has a start, an end and an increment. So here is our start number. We're starting on a number 1, and here is our end, or rather our end by number. It's not actually printing the number 6 out. Okay, it stops before it gets the number 6. Okay, that's where it should stop. So 1, 6 means start at 1 and print all the way up to, but not including, the number 6. And print x is just printing it. Okay, nice and easy. If you're unsure, change this number to something else, run it again. For instance, 3. Run. What happens? We get 1 and 2. Change it again. Let's change it to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because we're stopping before 9. But let's just for the moment put it back to 5. Now we've had an experiment. Okay, let's do another one. So we'll leave ourselves a new comment, and we'll say this time we don't want to print just 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. We want to pick kind of the numbers in between. by a certain rule. So we're going to print odd numbers out. We're going to print 1, 3 and 5. We're going to skip some numbers in between. So once more, it's 4x in range, and we're going to start at 1 and we're going to end at 6, which is what I should have put back here rather than 5. There we go. And instead of just having 2 numbers, okay, because that would print 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, we are going to do our third number. So our third number that we know about our definite loops is our increment, or the step that it goes up in. Rather than going up in steps of 1, which is what it's been doing by default, we're going to this time go up in steps of 2. So we're going to do a colon, and once more do print x, which is indented. And let's add a little blank line in between, so you can pop it up here, just for clarity. And we're going to press run. Right, so we've got 1, 3 and 5 that's come out. This is because we've got the start number of 1, so begin on 1, end by 6, well, it's finished on 5 because it's got 6, and we're going to go jumps in 2, so increments of 2. Okay, brilliant. And one last demonstration. So let's go down a line, let's put print brackets, and let's do a new comment. This time we're going to go backwards from 5, print from 5 down to 1. Okay, because as well as going upwards, we can go down when we loop as well. So let's do the same thing again. 4x in range, and what we're going to do is we're going to start at 5 this time. We're going to end on 1, so we want to end by 0, okay, because if we ended by 1 it would stop on 2. And we're going to decide that we're going to go downwards this time, so we're going to use a minus number. We're going to use -1. And colon, and we're going to do print x. Okay, so we start at 5, end by 0, and we're going down in steps of -1. So we're going to run the code, and here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Take a screenshot of this side of the screen to show me that you've done that. It doesn't matter if you've got this bit in as well, but the important part is I can see this side of the screen and your code that you've run. And if you've managed to do that and upload the screenshot and you've still got time, there is an extension. Well done.